Greetings, this is Kevin Jefferson, founder of the Cash Flow Creation Club. Follow the Forex fam and follow mytrades.com. Here with Trade Theory on Friday, October 28th. I think the time is just about, it's almost noon. So it's 10:50, I'm sorry, it's 10:54 Eastern Standard Time. So almost 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so I'm going to break down Bitcoin and Ethereum in this video just to share with you where I see price going, at least in the next day or so. And then I'll speak to also with the possibilities that could be for the future of those coins once they start moving. Anyway, so this is the Ethereum chart here on the daily. I'm going to move out to the monthly first and just kind of share with you where we are. So right here, this candlestick, as they call it, is pulling back off of this deep downward motion. So what could happen here is price could move back up into this consolidation area at some point in the coming months, and then give us, the future direction. But that's so far out. That's just kind of something that we look at and have in the back of our minds so that we can have an appreciation for what's possibly going to happen with Ethereum in the future. When I whittle down to the weekly chart, price is just pulling back off of this downward move here. And so I see this channel that's being created. We have we have buying that occurred, and then we had selling that occurred down here. And I see this as the establishment of the first part of a market cycle. And so the thought would be that price would eventually actually drop back down, go through the 996.23 range, hit as low as the what I mentioned before, 656.32. And then pulling back up into consolidation again. But before that happens, what are the possibilities? So I marked out, I went down to the daily chart to see what could happen over the course of a day. And price was really holding out at these lower levels right here. But I think it still needs to and wants to push back down there. But maybe there's some more activity and some price action that needs to occur higher first. And I can see that here. So it's very clear there was some checkpoints that need to still be addressed on the higher time. In the higher price points. And so I think that's what the market is looking to do right now. So on the daily, the market is pulled back off of that 1194.24 area right here that I previously established as a place of interest, expecting price to touch that. It got down to that point and never really pushed through it. It just got to that point as a target when I was looking at Ethereum from a short or selling standpoint, or standing short or selling disposition, excuse me. But now price has turned around and given us another opportunity to take part on the upside. And so what I could see happening is price moving up to the 1796.98 area. And that would be another area of consolidation. And so, the short-term prospects look like Ethereum wants to move up. And so the first target is 1796.98. Wouldn't go farther than that. Just really wait and watch, see what the market does at that point first. Because if it turns around and falls, then we're eyeing the downside again. So in the short term, over the next day or so, I'm expecting Ethereum to rise to 1796.98 as a stopping point, and then we'll come back and address it. All right, let's move over to Bitcoin and see what's happening there. On the monthly chart, it's still pulling back off of this deep downward movement. And when I look at the weekly chart, it's actually still pulling back off of a downward movement. And we see a market, the market cycle happening right here as well. So price moved higher, pushed through consolidation, has not quite moved as low as I would expect it to complete the cycle, but price is turning around. And so that would make me think that it wants to move higher before it goes lower. And as I look at it, price sold into this demand zone for a long time. So you can see how wide, going back to actually, June, July of earlier this year, price kind of just stalled out and stayed right there. So that means there's some demand for Bitcoin at this level, and prices actually turned around and it's right here, come down off of here and created a small level one long here, and then it moved up into level two long on the daily. And so that gives an indication that price wants to push higher. And I'm going to set a target for 23,008.71. So $23,008.71. That's the best way to say that. So that would let price move back up into consolidation. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I see the price, wanted to push up at least high up into this area as well. So what would that look like on the weekly and going out to the long term? So a price did close out at 23,008.71. That would essentially take the market into a technical uptrend on the weekly, and it would actually position it to start moving higher on the monthly. It wouldn't mean that for the monthly, but it would be for the weekly. Now, one interesting thing when I look at the monthly price would be hitting off of an exponential moving average, which could just mean that price is retesting an area and then looking to move lower. So to not get too concerned about going too far into the future, I would just say that Bitcoin is bullish right now, and I would eye 23,008.71 as the first target. If it hits that, I would expect a small pullback, and then we'll establish a second target, which will be closer to that area that I mentioned before, which that number is 28,357.21. So that would be the second target area, but I give more specifics once Bitcoin hits the first target of 23,008.71. So the coins are looking bullish, and there's some other things in the market that are looking bullish, but I'm going to break them out by individual videos so that we can focus on one asset class at a time. And so what would you do here? Well, if you're actively trading, I'd be, okay with buying coins over the next day or so, at least the crypto coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum, some of the higher and the heavier traded coins, and take advantage of what's happening in the market. So use this information as you will. Use it to see what's happening with your portfolio, other things that you may own, and make decisions accordingly. If you want to learn how to connect with our Cash Flow Creation Club, where we work with owners and entrepreneurs, helping them double their cash flow every year without adding employees, overhead, or what I call the BS associated with being in business, find us at fmtrades.com and click the DFY button. We're in our open enrollment period now, and so this is the time for you to apply to become a member of our exclusive Cash Flow Creation Club. So until then, until next time, enjoy the day and happy trading.